everyone, and welcome to my channel, Sew the Seam. I'm Carol, and I thought I would pop in today and share a little bit of what I've been sewing. And I've been sewing quite a bit since my last video. Now, I got a brand new sewing machine for Christmas, which I'm really excited about, and have been having a ton of fun with it. It's the Brother Stellaire, and it's a sewing and embroidery machine combo. So that's been a lot of fun. So my first up make that I want to talk about is Butterick. It is B6296. It's a Lizette pattern. It is pajamas. I've made the top and the bottoms. I've actually made the bottoms twice. I made one in a Christmas flannel and another one in just a regular plaid flannel. And this plaid flannel, I did not bother to match up any seams. I figure it's a plaid that I'm going to be wearing to bed. No one's going to see me in it. So I didn't even bother to match the plaids. Now I made the top, made a long sleeve top, and I had fun with this. Where is that? The pocket here. I actually embroidered my initial, put some piping on it. It's got buttons and the buttonholes, and the buttonholes were not hard, the buttons were not hard. I sew the buttons on by machine, makes it go by so much faster. And I also sewed the pants. Okay, so here's the pants. They've got a yoke on the back. These got these great scoop pockets in the front. These are like my favorite pajama pants I've ever made. Only problem is the first time I made them according to my hip measurement, and they were huge. That would be these. So I went down a size in the Christmas flannel and they fit perfectly. So if you want to make this pattern, just be aware it runs big, very, very big. Now, these are just huge. They could probably fit two of me in these pants, but just be aware that this pattern does run big. I love the construction of these pants, so I've made them twice. They were just that nice, and I do plan to make some more, maybe not in a flannel, but in maybe a sateen or something like that. I don't know. On to the next pattern. Okay, so I made Simplicity 8811. I made that in a fleece. I'd shown the fleece I was going to make it in, and I did, and I love the jacket. It's a little bit on the robe looking side. I think because there's no notches in that jacket. It's just a shawl collar. So I think maybe if it had notches, it wouldn't look like so much like a robe. But it's warm, and I have really, really worn it. I'm gonna pop a picture right here, and with me having it on. So here's a picture. On to the next make. Right now I'm wearing the jacket that I made. I'm going to pop a picture right here. This jacket, it is Simplicity 8795. You see that in here? This pattern, I think the pattern is great. I think my fabric choice is wrong. I used a heavyweight denim, and it said you could use denim, but I believe that you can only use a lightweight denim. So it doesn't drape as nicely as I would like it to. It's a little stiff. Haven't really even finished it yet. I haven't worn it because I want to love it, but I think it's my fault because I chose such a heavy denim. So really take a good look at your fabric recommendations on your patterns to make sure that you're in line with what the intent of the pattern was, how to turn it out. I'm always pushing the boundaries, trying to do my own thing, and it doesn't always work. So, just be aware that if you go against the fabric recommendations, you may not get the results that you want. Like, this jacket is great. It's very heavy, it's warm, but it doesn't drape the way I think it was intended to. So, but I still like it. I like the pockets. I like the princess seams. And again, I went by my measurements for the jacket, and it was huge. So I did have to take it in quite a bit. So I think that was another thing that bothered me about the jacket, is that it's a little big. I think the princess seams are pretty, I like the notches because this way, you know, the notches, it doesn't look like a robe, that's for sure. But I think if I were to make it again, which I might, I'm not so sure. There's a lot of other patterns I want to make, that I would probably do it in a lighter weight fabric that had some drape to it. So I think your fabric choices can make or break a pattern. So just be aware of what those fabric recommendations are and go ahead and go with those. Onward. Next pattern. I've been really loving doing the independent designer patterns, the website you go to and you can download a PDF file and tape the pattern together and cut it out. Love Notions has been one that I've been doing quite a bit with here recently. The top that I have on right now, this one right here, is their Laundry Day tee. I love it. It went together wonderfully. I had no problems with the fit. The directions are great. I went with a interlock, a cotton interlock, which was fine. It's not heavy and it's not too light. It's a good weight. So I've been very happy with that. So I will pop a picture here of that. Next, another Love Notions pattern that I absolutely love. This pattern is called the Constellation, if I'm not mistaken. And it's turned out to be one of my favorite tops. I got to use my embroidery machine on it. I put a little Minnie Mouse on the left hand side, and again, directions were great. I used a lightweight sweatshirt fleece, which was perfect. It had just the right amount of stretch. I like the color. Yeah, I think that's another thing. When you're picking out fabrics to patterns, color makes a big difference. You need to know what looks good on you. If it's not a flattering color, you're gonna probably not like how it comes out regardless. I mean, I have been trying to use my stash, so of course I've not been buying any fabric, so pulling from what I've got kind of steers me towards what I'm sewing. So this particular fabric choice with this Love Notions pattern was perfect. I love the pattern. I've made it twice. The first time I made it in a pretty heavyweight sweatshirt fleece with not a whole lot of stretch. So it didn't turn out exactly like I wanted it to. It still turned out good, but I like the second one I made better. The sweatshirt fleece was lighter, it's just more comfortable and has a good amount of stretch. So if you are going to make any type of pattern that requires stretch, make sure it has enough stretch, or it's not going to turn out the way you want it to. So those have been my makes since the last I saw you, which was back in October. And I am continuing to working on more patterns.